Hey everybody, welcome to the show today. We got Love and Reload, the voice of the relocation industry. I am with my good friend. I'm so blessed, so honored to be here with my friend, my brother from another mother, Hosea Bottley. How are you, Mr. Bottley?
Mr. Cross, I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Everybody out there, I want you to hit that heart button right now. Send some love out to, are you in Seattle right now?
Seattle.
All right, send some love out to Seattle, to the Pacific Northwest for Hosea. Hit that like button, smash that button. Let us know who you are, where you are. Give your company a shout out. You know, right now IAM's running a government traffic update right now against us, so we got to kill them in the ratings right now. So let everybody know that they need to be over here. If you don't see a friend that's joining us right now, tag them, let them know. We're going to be talking about relocation volumes for 2022, talking about what do we see in the crystal ball here for international relocation volumes, how they're going to compare to 21 and 20 and things like that. So I want to hear your take on those things. We'll be talking about, you know, everything from international moving to Black entrepreneurship to diversity, equity, and inclusion. We're going to be talking about all sorts of things, answering your questions as well. I want to hear your thoughts today, real quick. You know, you want to start off with a question for the audience, Hosea?
Sure, why not? Let's go for it.
Should we? All right, let's see if they're awake out there. Y'all awake out there? Get in the comments. I want to know who you are, where you are, and the answer to this question. There's no right or wrong answers, y'all. I mean, there will be, obviously, but we're not checking, okay? We're not going to come back to you 9 months from now and say, Mike Quigley had it wrong. No, we won't. Well, maybe if it was Mike, we might say that.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, we're not going to do that to y'all. Audience question: will 2022 relocation volumes be higher than 2021? 21 was a banner year for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
It was a banner year for a lot of people from a profitability standpoint. Was it a banner year from a traffic standpoint? Does that differ whether you're a domestic U.S. provider or an international provider? Hosea, what are your thoughts? Let me a couple of questions in there. Was 2021 a banner year from a shipment standpoint, a profitability standpoint, or both?
Both.
Wow. Okay.
Both.
Now, does that have to do with where you're at in your business's development? Because I mean, Aaversal is on really a meteoric kind of rise right now. So does that have to do with the fact of where you're at in your growth curve as a company, or does that have to do with market conditions that other people have benefited from as well?
I think it's a combination of both because, you know, we're definitely going up the scale. And don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time, but we're definitely meeting our challenges. But for 2022, I really think the volume is going to be much higher. One, because the travel ban was lifted, and I think we're going to see that backlog of volume coming in. I mean, we're already beginning to see it. We had one of the best Januaries we had in Aaversal history already off the bat. Yeah.
Again, though, is that pent-up demand flushing out that it's been, you know, reloads that have been on hold all of 2021? Or is that because your client roster just keeps expanding?
Well, our account base has definitely expanded a lot, quite a bit. So that helps a lot. And, you know, we have a few more coming on board here in the next couple of months.
Watch out.
We're definitely expecting our volume to definitely increase along with the revenue as well. So like I said, we're excited about where we're at, where we're going. We got a great team, man. I got an amazing team.
Yeah, you do. You do have a great team, and there's no wonder your account base keeps expanding because you do have a phenomenal team. Let's get in the comments. Let's get some shout outs. So if you haven't answered the question already, answer the question. Hit that like button and answer the question. Will 2022 relocation volumes be higher than 2021? Higher, lower? What are they going to look like comparatively? Let's see who's out there. Ray Abbott checking in from Tippett Richardson in Vancouver. Ray, this is 2 days or 3 days in a row that you've been the first person on the show today.
Yeah,
hello from San Diego. San Diego's in the house. Let me know who you are out there, San Diego. Ray Hardy, hello, Ben and Jose. Good to see you, both of you together again. I will see you soon, Ben. Take care. Ray, that sounds like a threat, and I'm up to the challenge, Ray. Okay, let's bring it on, man. I want to see you in Arizona, Ray.
Right.
Man, Ray, I might have left like a year and a half of my life up in Portland last time.
Yeah, you did.
Oh my goodness gracious. Ray's 60th birthday was like All-Star Weekend up in Portland. It was. Oh man, we can't. Woo! Mike Quigley, hey,
Mike, how's it going?
Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, you too, Benny. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you, man. Much love. Super producer Stacy in the house from Pittsburgh. Stacy, big shout out to everything Stacy does to make this show happen.
Absolutely.
Jose, you know what a handful I am.
Tell me
Stacy
about
makes it happen.
Yep.
Stacy needs like a sympathy card. Can somebody go to that aisle that says "I'm so sorry" at Hallmark and send Stacy a card for putting up with me? I appreciate it. Hosea, the best boss. Rie Woolboy says, Hosea, the best boss. Is that true or false, Hosea? You a good
I think
boss?
so. I think I am.
You are a nice guy. You are a super nice guy. Mike Quigley, answer is yes. It will be higher. All right. We got first answer. Dave Croft checking in. Dave in Arizona. LinkedIn says yes. Ray Abbott says yes. Man, people are real bullish right now on 2022. Mike Quigley's killing it already.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe he's talking about us. Maybe we're crushing right now. I don't even know. Marie, look at Marie with the nuance. I think they will be higher in 2022, but even more so in 2023. Hosea.
She might be onto something there.
This is crazy to me because all we heard was work from home, remote work is going to kill relocation. She's talking about 2021 was great. 2022 is going to be even better. 2023 is going to be even better. I mean, is this sustainable? Is this a long-term trend, Hosea?
You know, I thought 2021 was like, okay, it's got to tail off eventually. It never did. It just kept climbing. And then January hit. Got me a little nervous. And now we're off into February and it's still climbing. So I don't know, man. I mean, can it sustain? I think so. I just think it's just that much out there right now, you know. But well, like I said, once again,
but does it go into
2020? Bigger.
Does it go into 2023 though, man? Because now we're talking in a higher interest rate environment. We're talking. There's got to be, and I mean, listen, I'm not a doom and gloom guy. I'm an abundance mindset guy. I walk in faith and grace and all the good stuff. But I'm saying there is going to be some sort of a recession that hits us and affects us. When we look at inflation, we look at the interest rates are going to go up in order to chill out the inflation. There's going to be a little something of a correction and just kind of a chilling, or no?
But when does that happen? I mean, we got so many supply chain issues right now. We got labor shortages. We got trucking shortages. I mean, we got our work cut out this year. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I think anyone that's in the transportation relocation industry will agree. We got our work cut out. You know, terminals right now. I give you a prime example. One of my truckers called me yesterday and says, "Hey, stay away from Dallas. ABF. They got 500 trailers they need to unload. 500.
Dallas.
I'm like, what?
I don't understand. When you say Dallas, like Dallas is an port terminal.
No, but it's a terminal for ABF. Where they
so from a freight standpoint,
right?
Cross docking operation,
right?
For freight. So freight comes into Dallas, they switch it around, switch trucks, and then push it back out
and
again.
Push it out for the local deliveries, et cetera. You know. So and then what was it? YRC they imposed embargo yesterday for 10 days because.
Now, why does this matter? So YRC is another LTL freight company. ABF is a freight company. Why does that matter, Hosea, to people? People are like, listen, I'm in corporate relocation. Why do I care if there's congestion and Dallas's cross-dock operations for ABF? Why does that matter to the corporate folks out there right now?
Well, domestically and internationally, it really should matter because if you're moving a shipment, crate and freight, you know, and you book a rate and it's under one of those truckers, it could possibly get delays. I mean, we're seeing delays already.
So this is for your small shipment, domestic, right. U.S. domestic, smaller shipments is impacting. This is impacting your international less than container load as it's coming in through the port of Houston, let's say, and it goes into a cross-dock operation up in Dallas before it heads west or something like that. Correct. It could get jammed up in there. You're going to see longer transit times. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Look at Tim Quirk's in here. Tim Quirk has a great freight company here, RoadSense. Shout out to Tim. He also helps produce the show. All of your LTL common carriers have huge embargoes.
There you go.
Now, what the heck's a huge embargo, Tim? What does that what does that actually mean? Like, what does it do? Like, does it mean is it a cost thing? Is it a time thing? Like, what does it mean to us non-freight people, Tim?
I think it's a combination of both there, Ben, because if they're going to take on more tonnage in said areas that they have the embargo, then the rates are going to go up, you know. And if they do, that's you putting more volume in a city or area that's already experiencing many delays. You know,
how do you notify your clients that this is happening in different regions? Like, are you sending out a memo saying, "Hey, watch out, anything passing through Dallas"? And how do clients even know if their shipments, their household goods shipments, are passing through Dallas? Like, how do they even know if they're impacted by this?
One of the things that we're doing is we're already advising these shippers of expected delays, because there are so many moving parts in a relocation. You're going to experience some delays, whether it's at the port, whether it's just even the origin agent just trying to get it packed and loaded and get it prepared to be shipped. You know, you could experience delays even there because they're trying to find enough man hours to get your shipment prepared for routing. So we're experiencing delays all the way across the board, and it's just going to be that way all year. Whoever thinks that there's not going to be any delays are in for a huge awakening.
I love it. And Aaron saying, see, this is why I always tune into this show. I learned so much industry stuff. I know we're only 11 minutes in. Aaron, hit that like button, y'all. Let everybody know we are live and we are giving people the knowledge here. Ellis Saltzman, one of the nicest guys anywhere. Ellis, I'm going to assume that's for Hosea. Hosea, you know Ellis?
I do.
Okay, then that's for you then, buddy. Hey, Ellis. I'm not so bad, right, Ellis? I mean, we're cool, right? All right. Tim Quirk, Yellow just embargoed 6,000 zip codes yesterday. What percentage of the zip codes is that, Tim? Like, how many as a percentage? Yellow, by the way, for those of you who don't know, Yellow is the old company that turned into YRC Freight, which is probably the largest asset-based, less than truckload carrier. You're like, Ben, why do I care? Again, anything that's not a full truckload, a smaller shipment, anything, under 6,000 pounds. Many van lines are containerizing shipments that are under 6,000 pounds. So even if you're not using a small shipment provider, anything smaller might end up containerized in lift vans and then shipped via this common carrier network versus put on a household goods van trailer. So any of your shipments under 6,000 pounds may be impacted by that. Tim Quirk gives us the business. Look at this, 47,000 zip codes in the United States. That sounds like about 15% of all zip codes have been embargoed. 12.7 to be exact, actually. Look at Tim. Look at stats and information.
I know.
This is like ESPN needs to watch out because we're doing some things here. This is Richard saying, this is how much we love you over here in the UK, Ben. I'm switching between the show and the match. Currently, City 1, Bedford 0. We're going for City, right? Man City is that we're rooting for here, Richard. Hey, we appreciate you out there in London. Up 2-0. Goal.
Oh.
All right. Look at this. Marie, and I'm sorry, Jose, I'm on one today. So you just
go for it.
Marie Huggins saying exactly, Jose, a recession will come for sure, but there's so much pent up. And things will probably slow down, but I do think things will continue to open up as the world continues to open up. I'm looking at things globally. We are moving around more freely in the U.S. COVID, are we over it? What do you think, Hosea?
I'm going to say no. I'm not sure. We're not over it. I mean, it's going to be around for a while. It's going to have its
not going anywhere.
It's going to have its peaks and valleys. I just think that everyone now is saying, okay, it's here. Let's deal with it. Let's continue to move forward. It's not going to slow things down or come to a screeching halt like it did, when it first hit. I think people are just going to just keep doing what they're doing and try to stay well and try to stay safe, I mean, you're up and traveling, right? I'm up and traveling.
I'm up and traveling. I'll be honest with you. I got COVID around New Year's Eve. It was rough. It put me down. I got back up again. I like the Chumbawamba song. And then I hit Chippa, and then I caught a cold that felt like COVID.
Yeah, you know,
there's some dirty corporate housing providers out there. I'll tell you what. I'm just kidding.
When I got COVID, of course, you know, I freaked out with my medical condition, but you know, I made it through it, and here I am.
Thank God.
Headed to Cabo next week, and man, and I got to get back. And if I get COVID over in Cabo, man, and miss my own conference, I'm gonna be so upset.
I know. You know what? I'm not gonna say who it was. I'm not gonna say who it was, but the CEO of a relocation company went down to Mexico, caught the vid, and ended up having to quarantine down there. And the good news is you quarantine in Mexico. In Cabo, you're like, hey y'all, you know how it is. I can't come back for a minute. You know, I'm gonna be down for about 14 days. So if we start zooming with Hosea and he's got like a pool behind him, you know.
No, but we got the conference in Phoenix at the end of the month, so I got to get back.
What's the conference in Phoenix? Tell people what that's about. What are you doing?
The first annual Aaversal Global Relocation Conference. You know, I'm excited about it, man, and the whole team is going to be there. You're going to be there.
I'm coming through. Okay, special invited guest.
We got John Fernandez from GMS is going to be our speaker. Come and talk to the team, and it's going to be a lot of fun, man. You know, by us being a remote company, it'd be great for the team to get together. You know, so, but it's going to be great. You know, and
that's awesome. So
being remote has worked out really well, though.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. I'll say, you know, you got this, you know, remote workforce from what I know, and kind of distributed workforce, but you feel the need to bring them together for this event. What's the purpose of that for you?
Well, I just think it's just going to, from a camaraderie point of view, and for the whole team that see each other on a Zoom meeting, but we never had a chance to be face to face except for the team here in Seattle. You know, we could do lunch and stuff together. When I go to Phoenix, I meet with the team down in Arizona. When I go to Tampa, I meet with Steve. If I make it out to DC, I can meet with Kelly. But together, we can all come together, you know.
When you coming to Dallas, man? When we going to catch a Cowboys game, man? What's going on with that?
Whenever they stop losing in the playoffs.
Oh, man. All right, so Tim Quirk gave me a joke, by the way. Yeah, here it goes, Tim. Here it goes, Tim. I'm going to tell it, Timmy. I'm going to tell it, all right? I shouldn't tell people it was a joke. I should have let up with it. It's like real talk. So basically, because the Rams are in the Super Bowl this year, it's going to be at SoFi, and last year the Bucks were in it, and it was in Tampa. You know, they're worried about the Super Bowl no longer being a neutral site, so they said they're going to move it to Dallas every year.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Yeah.
Tim, how'd I do, man? 5-point scale. Was that all right? Like a 3, 4, 5? Nailed it. All right. Mike Quigley saying life goes on. COVID won't stop us. Jamie's pointing out, yes, Ben was the dirty one at Chippa. Yeah, I got dirty. I got dirty at Chippa. You know, we had fun. We had fun, man. It was all, it was classy. We kept it classy. Mike Quigley, if you need a yacht charter in Cabo, Hosea, I can hook you up. I got a guy.
Oh, everybody has a guy, right?
Yo, Mike's guys are good though. I like Mike's guys. I don't know.
All right, Mike. I'm gonna have to give you a call, Mike.
Mike's got a guy. I like it. Sounds exciting about the Aaversal event. Very cool. Congrats on the Aaversal conference. That's great, Elena.
Hi, Elena.
Let's give Hosea and the Aaversal team some applause. Hit that applause button. We're gonna be getting into it today. Put your questions in the comments. We will make sure to get to those. Christina can't speak to Cabo, but everywhere I've been in Mexico has been very careful and lots of precautionary measures. Temperatures being taken, shoes cleaned, masks worn, and vaccines. This is great.
All right.
Marie saying, leave my Cowboys all the way alone. Marie, hey, I'm with you. We are suffering together.
Yeah.
This is a support group right here, okay? Even though we got Steelers fans like Jamie in the house here, this is a support group. It's a safe space for Cowboys fans. But we will keep it real, and we will talk about them in a bit. Jamie's saying volume's going to be higher in 2022. That's what's up. Veronica's saying higher in 2022. Everybody is saying higher. January's way up, David Cross says, and activity is up well beyond pent-up on-hold activity. So actually, this is interesting. So, David, you actually answered my question here. So you got pent-up demand, and then you got, like, other interest, other just demand, right?
Right.
That's exciting.
Well, so the travel ban was lifted, November, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, you had the holidays and everything. Now people are like, okay, we need to get these people moving. You're seeing those the India moves and stuff now that you didn't see back last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, so is that? See, Tim, why are you getting crazy, Tim, in the comments? This is a family show, man. Jana from Rio saying yes,
Yes.
higher.
Yep.
Interesting. So we have people from Rio checking in saying higher. We have people from the UK saying higher. We got Dano who's in Vegas saying higher. And
Yeah.
everybody's saying higher. Does anybody think it's gonna go lower? Anybody out there? I don't know. Nobody wants to be pessimistic, right? It does feel good though, because I feel like for a long time, people in Relo were like, I don't know, man, business just keeps going down. Less people are moving. Seems like mobility's having a moment right now.
Well, I mean, we doubled our traffic from 2020 to 2021.
Dang.
We doubled. So
you should write a book, man. If you're doing
I don't
that
know about that
in the middle of COVID, man. I mean, that's like you should be like you're like Zig Ziglar, man. You doubled your traffic 2020 to 21. How'd you do that? That's incredible.
Well, there's this company called Glomo that's pretty good.
I wasn't searching for a plug, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
Company called Glomo that's pretty damn good, I must say.
Okay. But so let me flip this around. Okay. So Aversal's doing amazing. Y'all are crushing it. And in fairness, I mean, you deserve all your success because the company does a phenomenal job. The response times are great. The rates are very competitive. The service is personalized. There's accountability is tremendous. Okay. But that business comes from somewhere too. Your competitors. There's a lot of folks out there who aren't doing great right now and didn't do great through the pandemic. Do you see, I mean, we've already seen a couple of them go out of business.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see more international moving companies, freight forwarders going out of business or consolidating, merging? What do you think going into 2022 and beyond?
Wow, that's a great question. I don't know. It's really hard to say. You might see one or two of the smaller ones do so, or maybe get bought out. But I think the ones that are in play right now will remain. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear not only is it difficult, with the business and predicting, everything, but also from an operations side, the steamship lines have been very difficult to work with. We're talking about U.S. domestic freight, but now let's talk about the ocean piece, right? Because I think people understand now the U.S. domestic piece. We talked about embargoes. We educated everybody on that. Let's go to the water now, okay? Let's once it gets off the offshore now, it's on a boat. What is happening? Can you give people a status right now of what the steamship line situation is?
Well, I mean, you don't see it on the news as much, but there's still port delays, West Coast, Seattle.
So it's still happening because you're right. We're not seeing it on the news. So how is it now?
It's just not as bad as it was. I mean, from what I'm experiencing, but we've gotten a little creative, with some of our shipments. We had a couple of VIPs coming out of California going to the UK, and instead of sitting there 4 to 6 week waiting on containers, we just put them in a trailer, trucked them across to Baltimore, put them in a can, and sent them on over.
So instead of waiting in containers on the West Coast, you trucked them over land and transloaded them on the East Coast because there was more container availability on the East Coast than the West Coast?
Yep.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Now, with that, does it come with increased cost or any increased risk or anything?
No, the cost was a little bit more, but that was the options we gave to the account, and that's what they wanted.
But they're VIPs, right?
They're
VIPs,
VIPs,
4 to 6 weeks has cost too.
Yeah, a lot.
Especially when you're talking about a C-level person.
When you take the cost of temp housing, well, there you go.
Yeah, it cost of temp housing for someone at that level might be $5,000 a month or something.
Yeah, if not more.
Could be more. Yeah, right. For sure. Leave your questions for Hosea in the comments. I want to hear from you all. I want to know what you're thinking out there. Steve over here, he has a great team. Man, toot that horn, Steve. Toot it. Kelly, with the team Hosea has, we're going all the way. There you go. Cowboys Stadium for the Super Bowl. Christina, volume will be higher. I've had some conversations with corporates sharing that their pent-up numbers are actually higher than their normal levels, and they're staffing up for that demand. Yeah, there was a lot of talk at the end of the year. I'm sorry, we kind of keep going back to this, but it's just crazy.
Yeah.
There was a lot of talk at the end of the year, like with these technology companies had 2,000 moves on hold, right? These big FANG companies, had 2,000 moves on hold, and they were waiting until they returned to office. Well, they were going to return September 1st. Then they were going to return January 1st. And to my knowledge, they still haven't returned yet.
Correct.
And I'm not sure even if they've set dates. If you know out there if they've set dates or can give updates on particular companies that have set dates for return to office where there's a lot of pent-up demand hanging out there, throw it in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But I mean, there still is a lot of pent-up demand to flush out if those companies haven't returned to office, and if they do one day. Do you agree?
Well, I mean, from what I hear, from some of the conversations I've had, some of them, they're not even waiting till they get back to the office. They're already putting the wheels in motion, So I don't know. The conversations
they're moving them. They're moving them in advance of the return to office, even though they haven't returned.
They're ready. They're putting the ball in motion. I mean, my conversation with some of our RMC's accounts is expect more volume. It's coming.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think it's wise though too, because if they wait, like let's say May 1, like let's start talking like worst case scenarios, right? May 1, June 1, they decide, okay, well that's our new return to office date. Like let's say Apple, Facebook, Google, whatever, assuming they're not already in office, and I don't know if they are or aren't, but let's just use them as examples, major employers in very difficult, notoriously difficult geographies to get capacity, i.e. the Bay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine all three of those say, you know what, our return to office is June 1. Apple, Facebook, and Google, let's just say, assuming they're not currently back to office, which I don't know if they are, correct me in the comments.
Right.
And they're all right in the Bay, and it's all June 1. And now they all got, so let's say they all got 2,000 shipments on pent up demand or on pause, right? And then 6,000 moves on top of a normal June. And when I say normal June, I mean one that's better than 2021, which was better than 2020. What happens? What happens, Hosea? Because last summer was crazy. There was blood in the streets, Hosea. What happens?
Well, it's going to be a lot of people not getting packed out when they want to. That's
There's going to be a lot of people not getting packed
out. I hope a lot of these accounts and RMCs and understand that the labor shortage, and if you got some people you want to move, we got orders right now for April and May, and those are smart people. Let's get the survey in. Let's get them on the books. Because once the volume truly hits, the demand is going to be crazy. I mean, you got some agents right now that are still booked out 20, 30 days already, So just imagine
right now in February.
In February. We're talking February.
30 days. Yeah. 20, 30 days is what kind of a lead time is that like in a normal year? Like what type of month would you compare that to, that kind of lead time?
Well, last year, that's what we was running into, even your June, July, August, it was 30 days here, 35. But if they're there now already.
In February.
I mean.
What do you think it's going to be in June then?
I wouldn't be shocked if it's at 45, 60 days in some areas. In some areas, Yeah. I'm hoping that's not the case, but it's definitely a possibility,
I'd love to know, if you're watching this right now, what do you think is going to happen with all this? Throw it in the comments. Are there any solutions? Is there anything we can do as an industry of service providers to mitigate this tsunami of pent-up demand? It's like, it's like one of those, like when they have an earthquake in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and they're like, y'all, an earthquake hit in about 14 hours, you're gonna have a problem. You know what I mean? It's batten down the hatches. The waves are coming. Really curious if anybody has any thoughts on that. I also want to shift gears just a little bit here too. Hosea, because one of the reasons I think that you've also been having so much success, besides, I mean, the fact you guys provide an amazing service, you're one of the only MBE SDVOSB, and for everybody out there, that means a minority business enterprise and a service disabled veteran owned small business designation out there that I know of. That's a combined designation, moving company in the United States, really, that does corporate shipments. And there's been such a focus. There's been such a focus on supplier diversity, DE&I. And I'm wondering if has that contributed to some success, or is there still very much a disconnect between what people say they want to do and what they're actually doing?
I think there's a combination of both. I really do. I mean, I've been onboarded with some accounts that says, hey, we got to do better, and we want to give you an opportunity, and we bring you on board. And that has paid off. You know, we took that opportunity and we ran with it. And then also there are some accounts out there that are, like you said, they have a nice conversation. They have the right literature, but their actions it's just not there. But I mean,
why is that? Why is that disconnect there? They're out, people are out there saying like, hey, we want to support disadvantaged businesses. We understand the importance of, economic opportunity for communities. We know our clients, RMCs are saying, we know our clients are asking for this. There are so many if you're out there, right? Can somebody put a link to the $1 billion roundtable? Check out, just Google the $1 billion roundtable. It's companies that have pledged to spend $1 billion a year with Black-owned businesses. The names on there are incredible, right? Toyota, Chase, Ford. I mean, just all the big boys, right?
Right.
And they're telling their RMCs, hey, we need you to spend more money. We need you to report and be able to be accountable and report back to us what our second tier spend is. Second tier being, first tier being I pay you RMC. RMC, now you pay Aaversal or someone, right?
Correct.
You need to report back to us what that spend is, because we need to report up to our finance partner because we have $1 billion goal plus, right? But yet it's not happening according to what you're saying. What is that disconnect?
I mean, no, I mean, it's happening in some ways, and some accounts are actually doing what they said they're going to do. They want to work and partner with minority-owned companies. And then, like I said, there's some that just say, hey, we're selling it. We're talking a good game. Our literature looks great, but it's just not there. And that's I don't know what we do about that. I really don't. I mean, that's
I'd love to know.
I can only work with the companies that give me an opportunity. And then when that opportunity comes, we take it and we run with it. We show them that we are a capable company. We're more than just a minority-owned and service-disabled company. We provide that service. We're a great company. We have great employees. We have a lot of intelligence, a lot of experience, and it shows.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to, let's take that question just for a second. I'd love to put that out there to the folks watching, right? To the community. What can we do to improve supplier diversity spending in our industry? This is something that's very near and dear to my heart. Obviously, Jose, I'm sure it's near and dear to your heart. What can we do out there? Look, Vinny Valverde checking in here. Vinny's an ally.
Hey, yes, great guy.
Great guy. Hi, friend. Super happy to see my friend Jose on the show. Vinny, what are your thoughts? How can we improve supplier diversity spending? Vinny, as someone who does a great job in this area. Elena, what are your thoughts? Thank you so much for putting the $billiondollarroundtable.org there. People, check this out. Hit this. You'll be surprised. I mean, I hate to say surprised, but you'll be surprised seeing the names that have signed up for these goals. And yet I also know their reload programs. And I'm like, there's such an opportunity here to buy Black-owned, to buy women-owned, to buy service-disabled, veteran-owned services. Such an opportunity here. How do we affect change? I'd love to know what you think. I mean, Christina, you always got an opinion. I'd love to know what you think. Marie, what are your thoughts here? I'd love. We got some really smart people out here. Mike, Jamie, Tim. I mean, I'd love to know if anybody has an opinion about it. You know what I'd love to see, Hosea? While folks, type their answers in here. I'd love to see. I think that RMCs do a really nice job of sourcing and managing the supply chain.
Mm-hmm.
But I often think they don't know who's out there. There's a lot of best kept secrets out there. I mean, Hosea, when I first met you and your company, I was turned on to Aaversal by a common client that we had who said, "You got to try these guys. They're amazing." And then I tried you, and I was a client. I'd gone through about 6 different freight forwarders, and none of them were fast. None of them were, competitively priced. And none of them really seemed to give a crap about my business. And then you guys did, right? And I was like, I'm sold, And I've done the same. I've told people like, yo, you got to check out Aaversal, right? For all the reasons I just outlined. But if I didn't say that to them, I don't know that they would know who Aaversal is, right? And so how do we create almost there's $1 billion roundtable companies who are trying to buy. How do we create a network or a community of Black-owned businesses in mobility who can say, hey, here's where you go to find Black-owned businesses. And oh, by the way, if you're interested in Black entrepreneurship, maybe you're an employee of a company today, but you'd like to own a temp housing company, or you're a driver or a GM of a moving company today, you'd like to own your own moving company. Here's where you can go get mentorship as well. Create a community like that. What do you think about that idea?
That's a great idea. It's like, you see the situation with the NFL right now. Okay.
Oh yeah, the Brian Flores situation.
Okay. So there's the Rooney Rule, correct?
Yeah.
And when it first came out, everybody thought, wow, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
But as you can see, it hasn't really truly panned out. I mean, they had their peaks and valleys.
Dude, you're not lying. I think it was there's one Black coach in the NFL right now out of 32 coaches. Mike Tomlin, Pittsburgh Steelers. Shout out Jamie, Pittsburgh Steelers fan. There's one Black coach in the NFL. There were 6, I don't know how many years ago. There were 6. We've gone down to 1. So it's going the opposite direction. Meanwhile, 70% of the NFL players are Black. Correct. So of the talent pipeline, players turned into coaches, is very rich with Black talent. But yet they're not getting the opportunities to be head coaches or general managers.
But you got to look. But even if you look above the players, you look into ownership. I think that's where you're seeing a lot of the disconnect. You take the NFL office itself.
Yeah.
What's the percentage of on that staff?
I don't know. We should go to the NFL headquarters in New York and see what's up.
That's a great way to start.
You're right though. There's 0 Black owners in professional football.
So in order to get more Blacks into this industry, they got to be introduced to it. And then the ones that are here, they got to be given an opportunity. For instance, I proposed this to one of the van lines I used to work for years ago. And it was somewhat of that fact of the Rooney Rule at that time was, hey, all these owners know of individuals that work for them that are capable of being a GM, someone at the management level. And if you're not going to be able to promote them, you should at least provide that information to the headquarters, and they can kind of go from there on agencies that do need someone.
So why don't they do it?
They never did it.
Well, you know why they don't do it? I'll answer my own question. Well, they don't do it because if they do that, then they can't profit off of them. If I give you my best general manager who's making me a ton of money, he works for me now, and I profit from him. If I say, hey, van line, you know who your next owner for Waukesha, Wisconsin should be? Joe, my GM over here, was amazing.
Right. Well,
now all of a sudden Joe's going over there and making money, and he ain't making money for me anymore.
Right. But So you rather hold this guy back than let him, go out there and prosper?
When people compare, and I'm about to get real crazy.
I know.
Can I get real crazy?
I know
You know where I'm going.
this.
You know where I'm going.
I know where you're
when
going with
people
it.
say plantation, right? And some people get offended by the use of that, but the dynamic is very similar. Yes, of course, this person has freedom to quit his job and go do something else.
Right.
But there is an essence of I control so I can profit, and that's still there, right? It's like you can do what you want, but within this box and within this construct. Otherwise, no longer is that going to be supported. So how do we? And this has been a passion of mine, and I'm not sure that it's the right answer, but it's a theory I have. Can I run this theory by you?
Go for it.
In order to really truly affect economic opportunity for Black folks, we have to really show people a pathway from employee to entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
People have to make that jump. I've seen what we're very close friends. I consider you like a brother to me and a mentor to me as well. But I've seen what it's done for you and your family.
Mm-hmm.
It's light years. It's night and day. It's different, different ballparks, right? And now you get to own a company, and now you employ people. And the company that you own is diverse because of it. Because let's be honest, we tend to gravitate towards people who are similar to us. That's what we're comfortable with. That is the nature of implicit bias. And so if we're going to create opportunities within organizations, we have to create opportunities to own organizations.
Correct.
How do you like mine?
But see, here's the thing though. You can start with like ERC. We used to go to ERC, and there's like, a handful of Blacks, and you go, well, how do we get them going? How do you? And I know you and I've had this conversation several times. They're not minorities that are in the relocation industry are not at a level to attend these conferences. So they're always on the agent level or whatever. How do they get these opportunities as in sales or in management?
Well,
the
and that's the
why.
Thing. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. My reasoning was I always wanted my own company. I always wanted it. And even though I was the president of an agent and did everything, trying to do everything the right way, do business the right way, and growing and building, it still wasn't enough. But it wasn't until I had my transplant in 2012 to come out of that, I had no other choice but to move forward with this plan. I just felt like I got to go for it. And once my wife got on board, hey, full steam ahead after that.
Right. Ray is bringing up a good point here. Ray says the potential is out there. Let's tap into more internships for minorities. Ray, I think that is a wonderful diversity strategy. That's how we get more people in the business. Now they're in the business. Let's just say the moving business. Let's just use the moving business for a second. The moving business has less of a problem getting Black people into the moving business and more of a problem promoting them into client-facing roles and career paths, which could ultimately run or own. So we have a equity and inclusion problem in the moving business. We don't have a diversity problem.
Right.
You go out on the job, there's plenty of diversity.
Exactly.
You go to a conference, there's no diversity.
There's no diversity.
You know what I'm saying? So listen, the moving industry has tons of talent problems, right? I mean, we need more drivers, we need more labor, we need more everything, right?
Correct.
But we also need more white collar opportunities, customer facing opportunities. I mean, let's be honest, when we go to ERC or we go to AMS or we go to IM, those are sales roles, sales and leadership roles.
Correct.
Right. And yet Black folks are severely underrepresented on a customer facing basis and a sales role basis, in my opinion.
No, I absolutely. I agree. I remember we used to be the same three people, me, Steve Heron, and Dano.
Oh, yeah, I know. And I'd stop on by and I'd hang out and I'd be your token white friend and I'd hang out. I'd be like, how's it going, guys? Yeah, all right, hang in there. But I mean, yeah. So I mean, yeah, and what's funny is y'all would cluster together because it's comfortable. right?
Right.
It's comfortable. And that's and that is the kind of, I think also that's just the bias that we have to be conscious of, is that yes, we tend to hang around people who look like us or have similar backgrounds or whatever.
Right.
And I think we need to become intentional about overcoming that unconscious bias to say, hey, I'm probably going to steer this way just because that's how my brain is wired.
Right.
But how do I get outside of that to recognize the enormous opportunity of people who don't look like me?
Exactly.
We have a labor shortage and a pipeline problem in our industry, but yet there's no Black folks in the room. Sounds like an enormous opportunity to me.
Correct.
To solve for the problem, right?
Right. Yeah.
I'm just on a rant here, man. I told you.
Well, you're on a good rant. Keep going.
Man, I gotta breathe. David says, would love to see a coalition of SCM folks working on this in a structured ERC task force. I'm sorry, SCM, David, define that for me. I'm not familiar with that acronym. Yeah, I think a task force sounds great. I think there is a diversity task force within ERC. I think. Honestly, that's an opportunity too. Because if I'm not aware of it and I'm not involved in it, I mean, I'm pretty passionate. I've got a little voice here. Like, I'd love to be on it, right?
Yeah,
Hosea, I think you'd make a lot of sense as well, right?
Yeah, we'll love to be on it.
Jana makes a lot of sense as well. Yeah. Jana's our inclusion manager here at Glomo. First hire we had was an inclusion manager. Super proud of that. It was not intuitive to me.
Jana's great. I don't know why she puts up with you, but she does.
Send her a card. Guys, when you're at the Hallmark store getting one for Stacy, get one for Jana also, okay?
Exactly.
Man. Daniel McCoy, it's not about a lack of talent. It's about a lack of opportunity. I'm successful because I got the opportunity. Daniel, why did you get the opportunity? Exactly. What was that moment for you? Describe that so we can model that. I would love to know. Please put it in the comments for us. Let's see. We got some great comments coming in here. Jamie, I had the pleasure of spending more time with Hosea at ERC. He is a great guy and has an amazing team. He does.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you.
Yes, Elena. ERC has a diversity task force. I swear I heard about it. I swear I did.
I know. I'm with Elena on that one.
But isn't that crazy? Because we're having what I would consider to be one of the more progressive conversations about this right now that I've heard, if I could toot my own horn.
Yeah.
And yet the people who are in this conversation, right, who are in the room here, Elena, Hosea, myself,
Dano, I mean,
allies, Jamie, allies, where are we, right? We should be involved. Nina Taylor, love Nina. Here in Houston, Black entrepreneurs in the industry should mentor the Blacks in these companies and have programs to assist the mindset of transitioning from employee or employer. I would love to help. I would love to help too. You know what? Let's create our own task force.
Well, yeah, okay.
That's one thing that honestly, like LOVE+RELO is all about. Like, you know what? I got tired of waiting for opportunities to get on a panel. I'm gonna start my own panel. I'm gonna build my own table. I don't need to see your table. I'm gonna build my own table. And so I think at some point when we get tired of waiting for the opportunity to be in the room, we build our own room.
Right.
When we're not invited to the table, we build our own table.
Well, if you're not invited to the table, grab a chair and invite yourself.
Plus, my table's gonna be better anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see here. John is saying ERC has a diversity task force idea ongoing and the registrations are open. Jana, can you put a link in the comments, please? Yeah. Appreciate you. John saying Nina Taylor, yes. I think we have a quorum here. I think the motion passes. Let's do it. LinkedIn user, put your name in there. I wanted to make sure you're included if we do this. Tony Endell, I'm in.
You're right.
Ray Hardy, boom. In. Let's do it. I'm enjoying the punctuation usage as well, Ray. Thank you very much. All right, well, so we just accomplished something. Okay, so we're starting a task force. That's what we're doing.
There we go.
Boom. In. Let's do it. We're going to make T-shirts. Ray Hardy. Boom. In. Let's do it. Hosea, I'm sorry, man. I feel like I apologize. I had you come on the show.
No.
I don't feel like that's right. It's not right.
I'm loving that task force idea.
For real. Daniel saying the guy who hired me by accident saw my resume. He hired me by accident, saw my resume. I was a transportation movement specialist in the Army. He's a retired Army captain. Okay,
Yeah.
Army, services. It's a good career path for folks.
Yeah. Dano tells me that story. It's pretty funny. You got to hear it from Dano, though.
Dano's got a way of telling stories.
Yeah, he does.
Dano, love you, man. Thank you for your service. Hosea, you also served, didn't you?
United States Navy.
Nice. Thank you for your service.
Loved every day of 9 years.
Is that how you got into decided you want to be in global mobility, transportation, and all that?
No, honestly, I wanted to get out. When I got out, I wanted to work for Boeing. I was in the aviation field. Never worked out.
Boeing accidentally didn't hire you?
Yeah, accidentally didn't hire me. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There we go.
Well, we're better off having you here. Forget Boeing, man. It's their loss. Jana's putting the link in here. Jana, props to you. Hit that like button if you like what we're talking about right now. Throw a little love out there. Hit the love button as well. Jana's saying worldwideerc.org pages, get involved. That's cool, but still ours is going to be better. Just sorry, Len. Love you. That sounds amazing. We'll be interested in being part of the task force. Natalie, look at this. We got some people here, man.
Yeah.
We got some people here. Ray, thank you for your service as well. I think Ray served, right?
Yeah.
Fear the goat. Hosea. Awesome. Very good. Hey, Jana, you know what? If you would, take down these names of people who are interested. Christina says, I'd love to be a part of this, Ben. As you know, I have a passion for Hispanic rights. What's up? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Jana, take a list here of these folks, and we will communicate, and we'll do an informational session, and we will just put something together, This is great. Look at this. We're just making stuff happen. This is what we're doing. All right, you know what, Hosea? This has been a lot of fun. We're making stuff happen. We're changing the world all in a day's work. But I got a special game I want to play with you.
All right, go for it.
Okay. It's a little game we call Overrated, Underrated. Okay? Pretty simple, right? You got two options. Is it overrated? Is it underrated? I'm going to throw a couple ideas at you, and I want to know, underrated or overrated? Okay?
Okay. All right. Go for it.
Stacy, supplier diversity initiatives, overrated, underrated? I like this. Overrated. Is going to be a real answer. Overrated. Wow. Okay. Give me that. Why? Why is that?
Well, I mean, how about supplier diversity action plan? Initiatives, they're not doing anything. I mean, that's just a bunch of words on paper.
Yeah.
That's
initiatives.
That's just the way
if you got initiatives, that means you don't have results. Or we were talking about those, wouldn't we?
Initiatives, that's not going to get it.
Good intentions. They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, right? I mean, that's what I mean.
You think about it. It's just an initiative. I mean, it doesn't say it's not going to do anything. I just think there's no substance to it. I mean, not much. Yeah.
Wow. You know what?
That's just my take on it.
That's a hot take. I like that take. See, because somebody can say, well, it's better than nothing.
Well,
white people everywhere. Yeah. It's better than nothing. No, but I mean, that's the idea.
That's like saying one coach is better than nothing.
Yeah. Yep, you're right. Next, Seattle, the city. Overrated, underrated?
I'm gonna say overrated. I'm ready to get
overrated again. We are throwing so much shade, and I love it. Okay, why is Seattle the city overrated?
I've been here for a long time. The weather is just done. I'm done.
The weather outside is frightful.
As soon as I get my wife to get on board, we're out of here. Arizona bound. I need sunshine, man.
Hey, Dallas should be an option you should consider. It's the fourth largest metro in the country.
I know, but my family live in Texas. That's just too close.
Yeah, but they're in Beaumont, man. They're down. Come on.
No, I'm just kidding, man. I know Mom would love to see me in Texas.
I think Jana's giving me the chill out right here. She's like, Ben Cross, you need to chill out.
She's giving you that eye.
Well, you know what? We'll get to you, Jana. Okay, look at Ray. LOL. Yeah, okay, we're being real here. All right, next. U.S. flag vessels. All right, real quick for everybody out there. All government shipments, military, federal, whatever, have to go on a U.S. flag carrier. These carriers are still owned by German companies, Danish companies, whatever else companies, Israeli, whatever, but they're flying a U.S. flag, which means what? They have a U.S. crew or literally a flag that's flapping around? What is the U.S. flag aspect of? Because they're still Hapag-Lloyd, which is a German company, or Maersk, which is a Danish company.
Do I really have to answer this one, man?
Well, just educate the people, man. What makes it
Come
U.S.
on,
flag?
man. It's the most ridiculous thing ever, be honest with you, in a sense. But I get it, from a government point of view. But right now, the government needs to really overhaul this entire program. That program is so outdated. It's just ridiculous, and it doesn't fit.
Why?
Well, first of all, you don't have enough U.S. flags to even service.
That's right.
The volume.
That's right. So what? Give us a story or an example, real quick, to illustrate the point of the issue with U.S. flag.
All right. So I'll just use this prime example: U.S. flag, New Jersey to Nassau.
Somebody's shipping household goods from New Jersey to Nassau.
Goods. Non-U.S. flag, we can get it there probably 18 days for about, I don't know, maybe $6,000.
Okay. All right.
But no, we have to use a U.S. flag, send it via Spain through Freeport and then to Nassau.
Freeport, where's Freeport?
Bahamas.
So you have to go to another Bahamian port.
And then you finally get it to Nassau. And then your cost.
How many days and what's the cost?
You're looking at probably anywhere from 40 to 48 days.
So it goes from 18 days on a non-U.S. flag
18 to 20.
48 days
right
on a U.S. flag. The cost goes from about $6,000 to what?
To about 13.
Cost more than doubles. The time more than doubles. The cost more than doubles. And this is what we're doing to our federal employees who are relocating.
Exactly.
Because we require them to be on U.S. flag vessels, which are not U.S. owned vessels. They're just flagged that way.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let that sit.
But you got to get that one leg of the U.S. flag carrier.
I'm just going to let that sit right there.
That
Hokey dokey.
I mean, it is what it is.
Is what it is. Next, the Dallas Cowboys, overrated or underrated?
Well, if I take the last 15 years, 20 years, I guess I'm going to have to go with overrated, man.
27?
Yeah. 20, yeah. Well, 95 was the last one, right?
That's a lot of years.
That's a lot of years, man.
That's a lot of hard years, man.
That's a lot of crying, man.
I feel like I'm in football prison doing 27-year bid, man. Like, can I live? Can I just get paroled? Can I just get like a division, or a conference final?
Yeah, I mean,
close.
It's brutal. And this year didn't help the situation at all.
I thought we were going. I was ready to go to Inglewood. I was like, Hosea, we're going. Let's go, man. Let's get an Airbnb. We can make this happen.
But if you look at the whole entire season, we didn't beat one team with a record over 500.
Hey,
we lost every game.
Hey, you need to talk to your man Steve, though. He's getting
crazy.
You get a little crazy.
He's an Eagle fan. That's his problem.
What? Oh yeah. Man.
He's an Eagles fan. That's his problem.
Die, Eagles, die. All right. Anyway, hey, next, Black entrepreneurship.
Wow. It's underrated.
I think it's underrated too.
Yeah, very much underrated. Look, I'm not saying every Black person out there has the skill level or the talent or even the desire to be an entrepreneur. But there's a lot of them that do. They just don't even know where to begin. You know what I mean? You need financial backing. You need an opportunity. And that's where society falls short. So sometimes I don't know, man. You just have to get out there and find a way.
Yeah, and I mean, I think what you said though.
And if you really want it, if you really, really want it, you'll find a way.
Yeah. Awesome. Appreciate that. This one's for Jana. Next. Ben Cross. Overrated or underrated?
Ben is underrated.
Hey, all right.
Ben is underrated because I don't think you get recognized for what you do for this industry. I mean, you're doing an amazing job for this industry. You kind of keep it all together, you know. You keep everybody informed of what's going on. I mean, I'm really happy for you, man. I'm so proud of you, man. I'm glad to see you take that leap of faith and doing what you're doing for Glomo. I can't wait to see the final result, you know.
Well, I appreciate you very much, man. I couldn't have, I don't say I couldn't have done it without you, but I wouldn't have done it probably at the time I did if it wasn't for knowing you and seeing your journey and your encouragement and your mentorship and saying, well, if Hosea can do it, gosh golly.
Yeah.
No, man, but you were always there supporting me, man, you know, and just encouraging me, you know.
Like I said, quit bullshitting around and push the button and go for it.
And I did, man. We jumped out the plane, man, and it's been amazing. I've been super blessed, man, and God has been good. And so
it's been amazing.
So it's been great. Brian checking in. Brian Rivers. What's up, Brian? Agreed, Hosea Ben has brought so many together. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you, man. Natalie Ben engages, does great work. Thank you, Natalie. That's so kind of you. I really appreciate you. Under for sure. You're inspiring and visionary. Thank you, John. I appreciate you. John, thank you so much for coming along for the ride too. It means the world to me to have such an accomplished, dynamic professional as you on the team. Just I feel so blessed, honestly. Hosea, I feel so blessed to have you in my life and to call you a friend and to hear your story, to have you on here. And I'm just so happy for you and Aaversal because I feel like you're finally getting the, feel like you're finally getting the business that you deserve too, and getting to reap the rewards for all the hard work. And you guys provide amazing service at a very competitive rate. And it's great to see you.
Well, Ben, man, likewise, man. You've been amazing, man. Without you, I know Aaversal wouldn't be where it's at today. I truly know that. And I sincerely thank you from the bottom of my heart, man. I appreciate you as a friend, more so as a friend. You know, you got a great family, you know, and just till this day, I'm still trying to figure out how your wife puts up with you, but she's an amazing woman.
All right. If you're in a Hallmark and you're in the sympathy section, send my wife a card also. So we got Stacey, Jana, and Olivia now. Send them all a card because they all deserve it. That's enough out of you, Bottley. All right. Thanks so much, everyone, for being here today.
Thank you.
Appreciate everybody that got in the comments. Y'all are amazing. Hit that like button. Appreciate you all. We got more folks on this week. Next week, we will be back tomorrow at the same time. And I just can't wait. It's going to be fantastic. Love all you out there. We wouldn't have a show without you. So thank you for being here every day, hitting that like button, getting in the comments, leaving questions, leaving comments, participating in the conversation. It's so much better that way. Thank you all so much. And Hosea, again, thank you so much for being here today.
Hey, my pleasure. Appreciate you having me, man. Thank you.
All right.